Hello! Have you ever wondered how spirituality could change your life? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Between Views. I'm your host, Alec Koski. This podcast aims to cast light on and connect you with inspirational people, identify them as potential mentors in your journey, and share their wisdom with the world. In this episode, we converse with Nashelly Alba about spirituality and its influence on your life. Hope you enjoy.
Like, gratitude is one of the things that will bring you more things. It's like a present, for example, if I come and give you a present and let's say you appreciate that present, you say, Nash, thank you so much. I really love this present. If I see the excitement that you get for that present, I will want to give you more presents. But if I give you a present and you are like, thank you, this is cool, and just dump it there, and I realize that you don't appreciate it, I won't want to give you more because I see that you don't appreciate it. So it is the same dynamic with the universe.
This reminds me of one of my favorite rules in life is like when life gives you a gift, regardless of what it is, accept it, right? Because if you don't accept it, then the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, will stop giving it because it's noticing that you didn't want it. But if you receive it, you kind of like set yourself up in this state of receiving the gift and accepting it and being happy with it. Then the world's just like, here's more gifts because you like that and it worked.
Exactly. And that's how the universe works with everything. Like that's one of the first rules, manifest what you want and to attract things. If you want travel, if you want money, if you want health, if you want a boyfriend, whatever you want, it's like always be grateful with what you have. Like even if you find 5 cents in the street, I take it and I always give thank you to the universe because it's at the end of the day, it's more money that he's sending. Even if it's 1 cent, it's more money that the universe is sending to me. And even and sometimes it doesn't have to be in the face of a money. If somebody can come and give you an ice cream or I'll give you a discount when you're buying a computer or something, that's money that the universe is giving you and saving you, So when you learn to be grateful about even the experience that you are having when you are traveling, the universe understands kind of your flow and everything just start kind of working out.
Yeah. So I guess what you're saying is try and keep a very optimistic and grateful outlook while you're not just traveling, but just moving through life in general. And then life, universe, God, call it what you will return to you with positivity, gratitude, and more things.
It's more to keep it optimistic because sometimes it's impossible for us to be optimistic. At the end of the day, we have a life situation that will bring us in a bad, sad, we be angry. And it's not a matter of you have to be positive all the time because it's as well this belief of the toxic positivity that you have to be positive no matter what. So that's the other extreme as well. So it's more than learning that you are a vibration at the end of the day, like, we vibe, like we can vibe high or we can vibe low. At the end of the day, the low vibrations are emotions like anger, envy, being angry at situation, sad. So those vibrations are in the lower, and the high vibrations are like gratitude, love, peace. So it's those kind of high vibrations, So if you can manage the most in your highs, and when you're feeling like a low, you allow that low to be there, to accept it, instead of kind of ignoring it. I don't know if it has happened to you, but when you're feeling like a sad moment, some people prefer to kind of ignore it because they feel like, you know what, I don't want to feel sad. I want to ignore this. And they just kind of try to avoid it. And when you do that, you are not letting that emotion just to pass you to kind of run their course. So it gets stuck in there. And although you are not paying attention to it, it's just a low vibration that gets stuck in your body. But if you allow that sadness to be, you see the sadness, okay, what is happening? What are you trying to show me? And you kind of let it be, and you sit with it like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and more than likely that sadness will pass. Maybe tomorrow will come back if it's something bigger, but you do the same. Then when you let that sadness pass, like your natural vibration is high, you will come back to maybe not the super high, but you will come back to a higher than the sadness vibration.
Yeah.
So that's how you are allowing to kind of those emotions, instead of getting stuck into you, they just pass through you, and you are passing like day by day. If you need like 1 week, 2 weeks to live through that emotion, don't avoid it. Like live with it, but as well kind of understand that it will be there. And once that you pay attention to it, you don't want to be kind of focusing all the time, because as well, it's natural that even you cannot be crying for more than 10 minutes or something like that before your body kind of is enough. So then you pass to the next level and say, okay, I'm peace now, I'm in calm. Maybe next day will come back that emotion of want to cry. But if you allow yourself to cry for 5 minutes, then you will be okay for the rest of the day, instead of just to trying to avoid it all day, because your brain will be constantly reminding you that that thing is there, that you need to pay attention, and you are just trying to ignore it. So it kind of gets harder to get rid of it.
Of course. So what you're saying is, when your emotions come along, rather than try to push them away because they're uncomfortable, it's to sit with them, to live with them, to be alongside them, let them express themselves as they do, and remind yourself that even though it's challenging, it will soon pass.
Exactly. At the end of the day, all the emotions are here to show us something. Like, it's not like a negative emotion or positive emotion. It's just a need that we are having. So when you are feeling like anger, it's because somebody's trespassing your boundaries. So it's a need that needs to be like addressed there. If you're angry with someone, then you can see why you're angry. You can detect where that anger is coming from and try to do something about it, instead of ignoring it. And that anger can keep stalking you. If you are sad, that sadness is what is showing you something that is missing in you, like you're missing someone, and that's okay. Like, accept it and say, you know what, it's okay, I'm feeling sad for this situation. It's okay that it won't kill me, it will be fine, I will be fine. But it's okay to feel sad. Then after like time of sitting with it, that it's like a knot that you see it, you start kind of analyze, like feeling it, especially feeling it, it will kind of be getting untied and just kind of get loose, and it will be start to kind of iron it and disappear.
Right. So it's important to pay attention to it and let it pass in the end.
Yes, like at the end of the day, it's important to feel your emotions, is embrace your emotions.
Yes.
Like, this is the best way to kind of be in a high vibration, because you don't let your emotions to control you. Because if you see, when you have like a bad situation and you try to ignore it, you just put it in the backburner. And then some days later, something happened and you can be exploding now for the more minimal detail. And when that happens, it's because you are carrying that a lot in your shoulder that you haven't even paying attention. That when something small happens is what makes you explode. But if you deal with the small thing that just happened to you since the beginning, you won't let that anything pile up.
Of course. So it's kind of like keeping a practice of cleaning up your emotions constantly, or attending to them, paying attention to them, so that they don't get too big. They're not too big of a backpack to carry along with you. Instead, you're emptying your backpack regularly.
Exactly. And actually, if like, meditation is some of the things that can help you to keep you present, to get your backpack, like you say, of emotions kind of let go. It's some journeys that you can pick about. Today I'm feeling this way, and you see why you're feeling that way. And even once that you write it, you are able to move on, because you put whatever you're feeling into the paper. You are able to kind of process it, and then just continue with your day to day. And it's other exercise, like really good, that can, once that you're kind of passing through a difficult situation. For me, it helped me to just write 10 things that I am grateful for. Even can be the stupid thing, like, I am thank you because I have shoes. How many people is outside that they don't have a shoes to walk with?
Right.
It's like, sometimes, because some people say, like, I don't know what to say thank you, because maybe I can give like 10 thank you, but then I don't know what to say. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, thank you because you have a bed. How many people doesn't have even a bed to sleep?
Right. I've had this experience before as well, like, because I practice gratitude very regularly. Similar to you, have noticed its amazing application to life. It gives you a highly positive outset. Everything feels like something that's rewarding and nice. But when I've asked people, like, oh, hey, like, what are you grateful for today? I found that sometimes people can really struggle to answer that question. They can come up with maybe one or two things, but then they're like, oh, I'm stuck. Whereas nowadays I could sit there and rattle off 50 things in a row that I'd be grateful for, because it's crazy that, like, little things that you forget about, that are actually things that you are really grateful for and you love having in your life, but you don't recognize it as gratitude until you start your practice. So you have a few practices, I guess spiritual practices, we'll call them, that are helping you to maintain a high vibe, a high positivity, call it what you will. So far, you've mentioned gratitude. You've mentioned journaling, things like writing down 10 things you're grateful for. Do you have any other spiritual practices that keep you in that kind of positive and optimistic state that you like to be in while you're moving around the world?
Like in the gratitude one, it's like you said, I usually do the list in the morning, the 10 things in the list in the morning, but then at night I look for what was my favorite moment of the day, and that makes you kind of look through all your day, all the good things that you have. And it's just like, okay, you know what, today I had this amazing thing, I see my friend, I saw my family, I saw this. Okay, from these 5 moments that I really enjoy, which one is the one I'm grateful? And that makes you kind of remember all the good things that happen in your day. And even if you had a bad day, I'm sure that something good come up, even have a nice food, or even like something, amount that cloud of maybe a negative day. Even if you got fired, you say, okay, you know what, I'm fired now, but now I have more time with my family and I can be kind of enjoying, everything will be okay. So it's as well the perspective that you give. As well, one of my purses that my bracelets that I'm wearing, one is like intention to be for gratitude. So every time I see it, I just say thank you about something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you because I'm able to go to the gym. Oh, thank you because today I'm doing this, So it's other one that remind me to be gratitude.
This reminds me, my mum at the moment is she's very into this one saying, it's not what I have to do, it's what I get to do today. Because like you can have the outcome of like, oh, I have to go to the gym today. And then it's like something that you must do. But you could also say, I get to go to the gym today. Like I afford to go to the gym, or I have the chance and the time to go to the gym, or I have the positive mindset where I care about my health and I can go to the gym. You're wearing bracelets, I just saw. Do you, and I notice you have that tattoo that reminds you of messages. So do you wear bracelets, have your tattoos? Are they all ways of reminding yourself of important messages that you need to follow?
Yeah, the braces is like all of each one has like kind of, at the end of the day, the stones have like energetic helps. They're like each stone has a benefits. They can be, for example, I'm using here black. This one is obsidian for protection.
Obsidian for protection.
The other side I have this strawberry quartz that is for helping for meditation. This one is labradorita that helps you for protection and connect with your third eye. And then amethyst that as well is connection with the third eye and kind of open your emotions. So each kind of crystal has different things that when a crystal comes to your life is because you need it. Cannot say that the crystal choose you. And they have like a frequency, an energetic frequency, that when the energy passes through them, they will have that energy. They kind of imagine like purify that energy, and then when it passes through the crystal, it will be giving you the I forgot the word, the benefits that the stone has.
So when I think of things like that, I think that we all have obviously like a light electrical charge in our body. We're all made up of atoms and carbon, and it's all vibrating at a particular frequency. We know that because of science. So your angle is to have these stones, which are all made up of slightly different vibrations, slightly different frequencies, holding them together, vibrating in place. And when you place them on you, they give you aid in meditation, in opening your mind's eye, and just kind of like maintaining your levels, I guess. When you said the stone comes to you at the right time, what do you mean by that?
But basically, I don't know, like it just, for me, it happened that like I see like a stone that you go to this kind of esoteric shop and you see a stone that you like it. And even somebody can tell you, oh, but your sign is Virgo, you should get this one. But no, you see one stone that is kind of calling your attention. When a stone calls your attention is because the energy of that stone, you are needing it. So that so you kind of like it because you are needing the properties that the stone has. So when you have you hang it in your neck, it's closer to your heart chakra. So it will help you to align with that. When you are connected here, like for me, I like to have them more here because I can wear them more, and I don't have to be kind of taking it in or taking it out. I can just sleep with them all the time.
Yes.
But the stone, if you have a necklace or even you have a bracelet like this one, you have to be cleansing them from energy at least once a month with Palo Santo, with salvia, and recharge it in the full moon, because like this, like at the end of the day, the stones it's like a filter, filter of energy that helps you to create it. So every at least once a month, just cleanse it. Like this, you have this renewed energy. It's like taking a shower. At the end of the day, we need to take a shower because the day-to-day energy, the day-to-day dust, it makes us take a shower.
Yeah. I have a few thoughts about this. One of the thoughts that keeps coming up to me is I know that there's many people in the world who feel fully about this, who believe in them totally, but there's many people in the world who also don't and would never go anywhere near wearing a stone. I think when it comes to things like this, one of their major values is that and this has been used for centuries and thousands of years, is the value of a talisman or a token. So whether they work completely or not, I think what's more powerful than anything is your belief around them, right? So if you're wearing them and you believe in them fully, then they have this effect that allows your mind to start to unlock new things and to be in a different state, whether they're physically functioning or not. If your mind thinks it, then your life starts to unfold around what your mind believes, right?
Exactly. At the end of the day, you know what, the intention that you put into something is what it makes the magic. Like if you put intention, because actually when you buy a stone, like even this kind of bracelet, you have to cleanse it and you put it in your hands and you put intention that you want with it. Like I intend that you protect me, that you will be help me to balance myself. So at the end of the day, like if you want to say, what is my mindset, putting it like just believing that, it's fine. It's okay as well believing that, because at the end of the day, if it's a way that your mind will tell you, I am protected, I am balanced, then you will be aligning to be protected and be balanced.
And there's no problem with that at all. If you walk through your day feeling protected and balanced, I think I'd want that also.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it just matter of whatever you put your intention, even at work, when you are going to send an email that is that you are very nervous about sending because you don't know if you will get approval, that you are sending to your boss, just change the intention of the email, like even when you write it, try to write it with a positive kind of energy, saying, you know what, even if I'm angry with my boss, like, and I do this, I'm like, I take a deep breath. I've asked the universe, okay, show me what needs to happen for this to flow in a better way. And I just I mind myself sparkling like some magic to the email that at the end of the day will work out, and it always works out for the best. Actually, yesterday I had an experience with one of my best friends that she's in Madrid at the moment, and she broke her hand, and she had like kind of to take 2 months out of work. Yeah. And they were kind of having an issue with her payment, that instead of paying the full payment, she was getting like half of it. And she was kind of stressed because she was like, I don't know what to do. I have been already 2 months. And I was like, look, just ask the universe what needs to happen for this situation flow in Spanish we said facilidad, gozo, and gloria. That is easy with, I don't know, you help me to translate that. Like, it's like,
what were they? Facilidad that's easiness.
Easiness, gozo, like it's enjoyment.
Gusto.
Yeah, like kind of like everything will be fine, enjoyment, that it will be okay. And gloria, that is like it's everything perfect. So
easiness,
enjoyment, easiness, enjoyment, and glory will be like
glory or joy.
Exactly, everything will flow well. And I say to her, and whatever this is a technique of access consciousness. And whatever is not allowing it, just this pod and poke, that is the point of destruction and creation. Mm-hmm. And I just say to her, like, look, just ask this question to the universe, pod and poke, whatever is happening, and everything will flow. And she's like, okay, I will do it. But she was like, okay, I will. But I said, just put intention, I will be fine. Next day, she called me and said, guess what? They just called me saying that they find the problem and they're just paying me now.
So she set herself up to receive something positive and to let it just be taken care of the way it needed to. And naturally, it seemed to unfold exactly as her mind thought it would.
Yeah, I think so. That's when you trust in the universe, you ask help to the universe will show up. Maybe it won't happen that easy that happened to her, like from one day to another. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer.
Yes.
But because you cannot control the how. You can just control what you are asking.
Uh-huh.
And the how is the universe will take care of it.
Yeah. So you're kind of living in like an optimistic and expecting positive things to occur. And when you apply patience and a little bit of time to that, you're willing to wait, it will naturally sort of unfold.
Yes, at the end of the day, it's like putting a seed into the land, You cannot just put a seed and tomorrow come back expecting for watermelon. You have to wait.
True.
You have to wait the process. Sometimes will be fast. Sometimes will take longer. And actually, I have a crazy story for you. I was in Bali surfing in that trip, and I was wearing an Apple Watch. Actually, we went to that time that I missed my flight to that I was explaining earlier on. We took some surfing classes. And I was wearing this Apple Watch, and the teacher told me, "Are you sure you want to be wearing your Apple Watch?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. Like it's really properly tied. I just want to see how many calories I burned surfing, blah blah." And I went stupidly went and surfing with the watch, and of course, like 20 minutes later, the watch fell into the ocean. I was like, oh no, like I really need my watch because for me, traveling was like really kind of important piece to see how many kilometers I was doing and stuff like that, So I was kind of very angry because I saw the watch going into the ocean, but I was, and then actually when I realized that the watch fell, I was, universe, what needs to happen for get my watch back? And I just leave it like that, and whatever doesn't allow it, pot and poke. I went back to.
What are you saying there? What are you saying? Pot
and poke. So basically, the point of destruction, point of destruction, and point of creation. You destroyed whatever is avoiding it, and you create a new outcome.
Okay.
So basically, I said, universe, what needs to happen to get my Apple Watch back? Pot and poke, and that's it. I went back to surfing because I won't let this situation kind of ruins the full day. I went back surfing, blah, blah. We were like enjoying the other 45 minutes when the class finished. And when I go back to the lockers and get my phone, I had a message in Instagram saying, "Hey, did you lose a Apple Watch?" And I was like, "What?" And I contacted the person. So ended up there was a German guy that say, "I find your watch. I'm here on like a coffee 500 meters from where I was." So I was like, "Okay, I'll go and see you." So basically, he ended up explaining me that I was surfing in this part of the beach, and 200 meters away was kind of a statue that I never even walked near to there, It was like kind of enough distance. I was just in the distance, this place, but I never even went close to that place. So he said that he was walking by there and he saw a nice wooden box. And he went and the box caught his attention. When he opened the box, the watch was inside there.
What?
Exactly. I see something I still cannot explain at all. So he saw the watch, he marked it like lost. He ended up contacting my sister. That was one of my emergency contacts here in Mexico. So my sister gave her my Instagram. So he contacted me on Instagram to tell me that he has my watch and just give it to me 45 minutes later.
Oh, wow. And
so, I don't know.
There's so many things about that story that just blow me away. One of them is like, finding that watch in the surf would be incredibly hard to start with, unless somehow it like washed up on the beach, but I don't think so. It would just be sitting down on the sand. And then somehow, yeah. And then somehow he's been attracted to it after you ask the question. It's almost like in some way you kind of like built this attraction into someone else so they could find your watch, so they could bring it back to you by asking that question to the universe.
At the end of the day, is you don't know how the universe works, and that's because at the end, we believe in this reality that is what we know. And when we're rational about it, we are just thinking of all the options that we know that can solve a situation. But when you let the universe take in charge of it, you are letting other options that you don't even consider because you don't know them to happen. You know, I don't have idea how from the ocean to a box, because at the end of the day, it's a watch that is not floating. It's not a material that will be floating. It will be kind of sinking. Go all the way like 200 meters to get into a wood box in 45 minutes to someone to find it. It's like the craziest thing ever. Even my friends that were surfing with me, they were like, I don't know how this happened, because like lucky I have guests, like witnesses of that this happened, you know, because it was the most crazy thing. Because I remember being looking at the ocean when I make the question, it's like, it's impossible that I will find a watch from the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. So that could be one way of looking at it. Or you could ask the universe, what do I have to do to get my watch back? Ask it a question, and then is it pot and poke?
Pot and poke, whatever.
Pot and poke?
Here, the way that Access works is you ask questions to the universe. When you ask the question, it's an kind of energetic, you are opening energetic possibility for something to happen.
Right.
So
you're not closing any doors. You're actually opening doors by asking the question.
You are opening doors, exactly. What a question does is open a possibility. Of course, things will come to you when it's your highest interest. When something is not in your highest interest, the universe will block it, because maybe you can think, okay, I want to win $1 million and it's in my highest interest. But maybe you don't know if you will get that $1 million, you will end up kidnapped by your neighbor that is like super jealous of you and it's not in your highest interest. So at the end of the day, you have to trust that and always ask something that has to be in your highest interest. If it comes to you, it's because it's your time. If it doesn't come to you, it's because it's not in your highest interest. And when these kind of things start happening, when something that you really want doesn't happen, you understand that it's not in your highest interest and something better will come.
Yeah, right. So what I'm hearing is that the way I see things is that we're all on a path, and I do feel very cared for by the space around us, the universe, God, call it what you will. And I often find that, just at the right time, the exact right thing for you turns up. It might not be the thing that you thought you wanted, but typically whatever does turn up is exactly what you need. And I guess seeing it that way is what you do, right?
Exactly. At the end of the day, you like when you start trusting like that, you ask what you want, leaving a space to accepting what you need in the moment is when the magic can happen. Because even it's something that is happening right now with a friend I have, that he's like, I need to explore this on my career. And I see it very clear that, yes, I know that you need this in your career, but to get this, you need to pass this for this point first. And he wanted just direct line, and it's impossible. Like if it's not in your highest interest to get direct line, you won't get it until you go to this point. You know, and some people just believe that for getting my dream house or this one has to be from A to B. And sometimes for going to A to B, you have to 8.1, 8.2, 8.3 before getting into B.
Making me think of tiny steps. It's like many bricks build a house. It's like the little tiny actions you take every single day, which add up to the big house that you want at the end.
Exactly. At the end of the day, that like we are always taking these decisions, and sometimes the decisions can impact a lot in our lives. Even for example, just the decision of me staying 2 years ago almost in that hotel in Thailand, because basically we were just met for one night, And we're now here in this podcast, you know? I think that you decided to stay that one night in that hotel, in that hostel. It brings us to this point. And maybe from here, something else will come. At the end of the day, you never know what little decisions of taking today the bus instead of taking your car will make it.
Thank you for listening to part 2 of our interview with Nash. If you enjoyed what you heard, please jump over to thinking.nash and give her a follow. Also, I'd love to take a moment to let you know that 74% of listeners who listen regularly have taken the time to follow us on Spotify or YouTube. If you listen regularly and want to hear more, then please help us out by subscribing and we can continue to bring you more and more episodes. Remember to like or share it with a friend if it reminds you of them, and to leave a review in the section below. Or, if you really enjoyed it, you can jump over to buymeacoffee.com/betweenviews and caffeinate the process by buying us a cup of Do More Things juice. I just want to give a shout out to our first supporter ever, MX, who shouted Between Views 3 coffees. Thank you so much. Finally, if you know someone who deserves to be interviewed or just have some feedback, then send us an email at betweenviewsbv@gmail.com or message us on Instagram. Thanks again, and see you soon. Between Views.